What's up guys, and welcome to another video. In this one, I'll be going over my personal top 5 worst contracts in the NHL, so let's get into it. Kicking it off at number 5, in the 5th worst contract in the NHL, I have Johnny Gaudreau. Gaudreau currently has 7 years left on a deal that pays him nearly $10 million annually, which makes him the 17th highest paid player in the league. Now, taking a look at his production since joining the Blue Jackets last season, it's clear that he's having a significantly worse season than he did last year, recording a mere 7 goals and only 35 points in 52 games. The problem with Johnny is that his game is so dependent on producing offense that when he's not able to do that, he's really not contributing much else. At the age of 30, it's very possible that Gaudreau's first season may end up being his best of his entire contract, and he might only continue to decline going forward. If he starts producing seasons of under 60 points to go along with a subpar defensive game and a lack of physicality, this contract easily becomes one of the worst in the league, and I think it's looking that way at the moment. Moving on to number 4 now, I'm going with Brendan Gallagher of the Montreal Canadiens, who's making $6.5 million for the next 4 seasons. Taking a peek at Gallagher's recent production, it's immediately evident that he's not producing anywhere remotely close to the contract that he's on. He's getting paid as a strong second liner, yet is only playing like a below average third liner at best. The major problem that I have with this deal is the fact that Montreal is looking to be competitive in the next season or so, and this contract could severely hamper their ability to do that. I completely understand the leadership qualities that he brings, but for that kind of money, you need some sort of offensive production, and that's just not the case. I'm afraid that this deal will only continue to look worse as Gallagher is 31 and he's not getting any younger. Now we head to the 3rd spot, and for me it's got to be Seattle Kraken backup goaltender Philip Grubauer, who's receiving just under a whopping $6 million for the next 4 years. Immediately, the fact that he's become the Kraken's backup already suggests that his deal is terrible, but when you also take a look at his numbers, he's played like a backup when he has been given the chance. It's clear that his play in Colorado was a result of the team in front of him, and moving to a weaker Seattle squad has revealed who he really is, and it's not worthy of $6 million. It just becomes really difficult for a team to find success when they pay a guy this much, and yet he rarely even plays. Grubauer is also 32 years old right now, which means that his contract goes until he's 36, further hampering the chances that he's able to turn it around. This contract is unfortunately just a mess for the Kraken to handle. Earning the silver medal for the worst contract in the NHL is Calgary Flames forward Jonathan Huberdeau, making an insane 8-year, $10.5 million per year contract. Huberdeau's first season was an absolute disaster, with the Flames scoring only 15 goals to go along with 40 assists for just 55 points in a full season. Since coming over to the Flames after the best season of his career, he's looked like a completely different player, playing with a total lack of confidence in himself. When a guy is making over $10 million, you're expecting him to put up elite numbers, and Huberdeau hasn't even been close to doing that. Now, Huberdeau has looked better as of late with Kuzmenko, but it's important to note that it's an extremely small sample size. Since his deal pays him till he's literally 38 years old, it sounds like this is going to be a long-term headache that the Flames won't be able to escape anytime soon. And finally, the worst contract in the entire National Hockey League is Jack Campbell, who is getting paid $5 million a season over the next 4 seasons, which is absolutely ludicrous. Campbell has been a mess since the moment he arrived to Edmonton, with stats that don't even reflect an average backup goaltender. To make matters even worse, the Oilers buried him in the minors, but yet $4 million still counts against the cap for a player that's not even on their roster. This deal looked bad from the moment it was signed, as Campbell was only coming off a strong half season, but it's fair to say that it somehow looks a whole lot worse currently. With the Oilers in total win now mode, this deal has impacted them from upgrading their bottom 6 and becoming true Stanley Cup favorites. While they will surely continue to try and move Campbell's contract, it's likely they will lose significant value in the process, making this far and away the worst contract. And that wraps up my personal top 5 contracts in the NHL. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.